Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the ranking member for holding this hearing. As you know well, Mr. Chairman, specialty crops are one of the cornerstones of Pennsylvania's agriculture economy, especially in northeastern Pennsylvania, where over 2/3 of the crops grown in my district are specialty crops. Because of their complexities and unique challenges, I know the specialty crop industry often gets overlooked, even though these are products that Americans see most when they walk into the grocery store or farmer's market. Reminding Americans about exactly who and where their food comes from has been the emphasis of my work in this committee. Just last month, I had the chance to visit and tour Brace's Orchard right in my backyard in Dallas, Pennsylvania. This 9th generation orchard is the staple of the Back Mountain community. The Brace family grows everything from apples to peaches to fresh flowers and shared how they were able to provide 55,000 pounds of fresh fruit to local food banks for distribution. These types of stories are exactly why I introduced my bill, the Local Farmers Feeding Our Communities Act, which will help boost the purchasing of locally grown food by farmers and growers like the Braces and ensure it's distributed to those in need inside of their communities. My first question is for Dr. Boring. First off, thank you to the NASDA for your support on the Local Farmers Feeding Our Communities Act, and excited to work together to get that across the finish line. But I also wanted to ask you to expand on the Michigan Farm to Family program you mentioned in your testimony and shine some light on any lessons that Congress could take away from this program.
Well, really, I appreciate the question on that. I would say that the continued investment in these kinds of areas seen as just more broadly advancing the public good here, the long-term best interests of communities, creating meaningful ways for farms to diversify and have additional profitability is really essential here. It speaks to the continued investment in areas that we need to be building the connective tissue around agri-food systems, right? Of making sure that we've got capacity from institutions to have staffing capacity, funding capacity, to be valuing local production, but also making sure that we're making investments in distribution, transportation, aggregation, so that we've got pathways for small and diversified farms to be able to access markets for the betterment of local economies.
Well, thank you for that. I also noticed that most of the specialty crop farms in my district are family or operated, small or mid-sized, or run by beginning farmers, and in many cases, all three. I'd welcome any feedback from the witnesses to answer this, but I'm curious about what unique challenges these types of farmers face and how this committee and Congress can best support them and help set them up for long-term success. I'll continue with you, Dr. Boring.
Well, I would say the recognition of building resiliency and diversity into our systems is for our long-term best interest here, right? Making sure that we've got the capacity there for farms of all kinds to access markets. And again, it's distribution, it's transportation, it's aggregation, about bringing sufficient quantities of produce together so that we can access into markets. But the recognition of the fact that it's going to take farms of all kinds, sometimes with unique challenges of each individual type of operation, so that we've got ultimately resilient systems here for the betterment of our ag economy.
I appreciate that. Mr. France, how about you?
My comment is, thank you, Congressman, for the question. I appreciate your passion for this. In specialty crops, we do highlight our size, and often we overemphasize how small we are and how insignificant any one given sector or crop is. But I would highlight that the sum of the parts is we're pretty mighty. Just the horticultural sector alone, we contribute $348 billion to the economy across the country. And that's an outdated survey from Texas A&M. So collectively, us specialty crop growers have a substantial contribution to the economy. Thank you.
Any other witnesses? No, thanks. Okay. Doctor?
Yeah, I can just say something about so as I think Dr. Boring mentioned, so there is unique challenges with, we grow more than 300 different specialty crops here in the United States, and each of one comes with a different, like for blueberries, for example, like for harvesting, we're looking for some technology where we can have mechanized harvesting, and it's not that easy because they are very soft and you have to be very careful how you harvest. So coming back to your question, I think because of this uniqueness, probably we need more funding to support these kind of specialty crop industries, not just with SCRI, which I am representing today, but for other things with crop insurance and other things that my colleagues have spoken here.
I appreciate that. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.